To the mobile players out there, I have a bold statement. I think we've all missed an edit at least once. And it can be frustrating when it costs you a fight, especially when in other battle royales, PUBG, Call of Duty Mobile, it's not even a factor. And if it keeps happening and you feel like your edits suck, say no more. Nah, this isn't a generic testimonial ad, but I'll try to give some advice that can help, and I hope it does. Firstly, an almost necessity for touch players, ironically enough, is to not use touch editing, but crosshair editing instead. This is the same setting that keyboard and controller players use to edit, in which where you move your crosshair controls the edit. For most, it's more practical, as you don't have to dedicate a finger to touching the edit itself or the edit tiles to edit, which is important in faster fights. To make this possible, you're going to want to add a crosshair editing button, which I use in my editing HUD exclusively, and a toggle edit button, which I use in every mode: combat, build, and edit. To start an edit, I usually click the toggle edit button, then hold the crosshair editing button while moving my crosshair where I want to edit. To confirm, I'll click the toggle button again and voila. Fortunately, at the filming of this video, there is an edit-based bug where if you switch from combat to editing mode, your FPS drops. Also happens from combat to building mode. If this doesn't exist at the time you're watching, ignore this, but if it does, try to limit editing to only when you are in build mode, as the glitch doesn't happen. Yes, it's extremely annoying. I personally think it's extremely annoying. Yes, I don't know why it's a bug, but those FPS stutters can lead to lost fights, and the only workaround I know of is this. Wise man once said, "It may not be the edit, but where you are at the time of the edit." Wordy for no reason, yeah, we're not a philosopher, but the peaking and timing of the edit is important and maybe why you feel like your edits suck. You've just learned crosshair editing, you're flying like Peter botting clicks or whatever, so you focus on the speed of your edits, fast, until you boom, boom! Hard left hand peek and eat a max pump in the face from I-60 FPS feeder bot FN. Tragic feeling, but the lesson here is to try to remember to right hand peek properly. When editing, stand in position you feel is protected in, usually to the left of the opponent. Because of how camera angles work in Fortnite, this makes it to where they cannot shoot you back as they cannot see you. You probably heard this somewhere, but it's for good reason, as it's the most easy way to prevent taking too much damage from the opponent. Since I personally prefer visual examples, W selfishness, here are some examples of right hand and other edit peeks you can learn. Now, as weird as it may sound, left-hand peeks aren't as bad as they're made out to be, just misunderstood, or whatever that cliche is. There are times where you'll see Peterbot make a left-hand edit or something, and this is because when you edit also matters. One example is when a player has his pickaxe out, and if they are spam swinging. Some people call this double swinging, whenever they swing more than once. This means that they are defenseless often when they're doing this, and you can get a free edit on them, free damage on them. Usually this happens when you're holding the wall and the player doesn't take it and they'll keep swinging. Or initially when they drop down to your wall and have their pickaxe out instead of their gun. If they do this with their pickaxe out, that's a free shot. If the opponent is not looking straight at you, that can also be a free edit, kind of obviously, as they can't return the damage, so timing an edit here is risk-free. If you get anything from this section, practice some of the right hand peeks I showed visually And timing edits when opponents have their pickaxe out or aren't looking at you, but at the teammate or third party or something, gives free shots. Now, when you're in game, there are edits that you're going to use more than others. I don't see people utilizing the door window combination edit or whatever this abomination is here. This is why you're gonna wanna practice specific building and editing combos. Surprise! Building comes with editing. Oh my gosh, who would have thought? I wouldn't say I know every outplay that you can use, but here are some solid build and edit combos you can practice to make your edits more fluent. As a final and most practical tip, practice these edits in game and if possible on higher ping than you usually play. When you're free building and creative on your lowest ping possible with these edits, they're going to flow, but a little too well. On mobile, there's a bit of difference, as I'm pretty sure everyone knows, in both in-game FPS and delay compared to creative maps. So your editing skill may drop off probably by a lot if you're not used to this. How do you counter this? I wonder. Play in game. Try to limit your time for rebuilding and play more in game, focusing on practicing the new edits and build combos you learned when the situations present themselves. If possible, do this in a more competitive atmosphere. Normal ranked battle royale and ranked reload are both easy ways to start. In these environments, you'll be forced to play faster and thus make more mistakes. This makes it easier to target your specific weaknesses, which you can then intentionally practice. High ping is usually a bane, but to practice edits, it can actually help significantly, especially if you prefer to practice in creative. Your in-game ping is surely going to be higher than your creative ping on your normal region, so switching the region to one where you get higher ping and playing creative creates more of a realistic setting. The pace you edit at will be more like that of Battle Royale, and if the ping is higher than your main region in-game, editing may even feel smoother and easier than usual. A little bit of a life hack there. Something there. Now, I know I said that was the final tip, but here's a bonus one. A joker tip, if all else fails. This is reserved for those who have lower FPS, say less than 60, or ping that feels too high to handle, 90 plus. Use simple edit. Yes, it does seem corny to some, and I understand that, but it is the clear choice for those in this predicament. On this FPS and or ping, you want to minimize the amount of buttons to click, movements you do on screen, so your phone doesn't spontaneously combust or, more common, stutter and FPS drop in performance. When you edit with simple edit, the edit confirms instantly, taking away the input delay factor of moving your crosshair over the tiles, and it takes less milliseconds for the servers to register as it's instant. All you have to do is look where you want to edit, click the toggle edit button, and bang. So, if you are high ping and low FPS, once again, simple edit is the way. And that is all I got for this video. Let me know what other informative videos you guys want to see, whether it be best devices, educational, or even gameplay based, like Inside the Mind or something. Who knows? May your edits improve, and hopefully this video helped in some way. Use code PERCEP. I'm out. Peace.